Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Tiny Epic Defenders. This is the third in my series of the Tiny Epic videos. I think this will be the last one for a while because I haven't played Tiny Epic Kingdom. Tiny Epic Western, I might come to it. We'll see what happens. I'll feel that out and see how I feel about doing that one soon. So we might get a fourth one, we might not. We'll see how we go. Tiny Epic Defenders is the first of the Tiny Epic series that came out. It is also the co-op version of the Tiny Epic games. All the others are you're playing against each other. This one's totally cooperative. So the way this one works is just like with all the other Tiny Epic games, you've got cards that are spread around the table which create your board or your field of play. You've got little meeples that represent you that you're going to move from card to card, and there are rules governing how they can move. And then you've got cards that in this one that move through a deck. It's almost deck builderish, almost, but you're gaining one card every time you go through the entire deck. So what ends up happening is that you can, to a point, you can remember where you're going to get hit. So in essence, you're trying to defend this kingdom, and you've got 6 areas or locations around the capital that you can stand in. If you're standing in them when they get attacked, you're able to defend that, and so it doesn't take the threat level up. Once the threat level gets to its top point, that area is destroyed. So you want to stop that from happening. So once you've gone through the deck once, you can actually see where is the most likely spots to get hit, and so which ones you need to really focus on. But there's a new card comes in each time, so you're going to get hit on all those spots again, plus another card. Each card hits 2 spots, by the way. So as you work through the deck, you're going to be defending against more and more and more, and trying to remember what's come through, what have we done, what haven't we done. On top of that, there's only a handful of cards that come through that tell you you're allowed to move. So once you're in a location, you can't stop there until the card comes through that says, hey, you can do 3 actions. And those 3 actions might just be fixing up a spot that has a high threat level on it, so managing to move that down, or using a special skill, or just moving from one card to the next card. And manipulating how and when you do that is really important, because you don't actually have much control over that when. It just comes through the deck. And because it's co-op, there's cards that come through and say, you are allowed to move right now. You, blue player, you can move right now. Or there's other cards that come through and say, you've got 3 actions, these 2 can use them, or all of you can use them, but there's only 3. So you've got to work amongst yourselves to work out who's going to do the actions and where. I really quite like the game. I've only played it 2-player. I'd be interested to see how it plays with the 4 players. But look, majority of my gaming is a 2-player situation, so that's what it is, and it works quite nicely as a 2-player game. It has only defeated me once in the 2-player version. I feel like same with all the other co-ops, it would be harder with the higher player count, but that's just the feeling I get. I can't say for sure. The end of the game is there's a major monster that you come up against, and you've got to defeat that monster. And so that's where you kind of really get hit hard, is with that guy, and being able to prepare for that, because they're always different. Everyone has different skills that build up to it. So look, that's in essence the game. I'll go through it in the video so you can kind of really get a good feel for the rules and how the thing plays. But that is Tiny Epic Defenders. You're defending against stuff. It feels a little old in terms of current gaming, but yeah, that's okay. Some games they feel like they've aged a little bit. It's not the worst problem in the world. The setup of the game feels a little bit clunky. There's a couple of rules that are a little bit what's happening here, but you can usually find your way through it. So I've taken a few times where I've gone really searching deep in the rulebook to understand something, and I've found it eventually, or I've understood it eventually, but there's a couple of little detail things that they can slip your mind when you're playing, when you're setting up, when you're explaining it to a new player to get the game going. There is a lot left to chance on this game. I mean, the chance element, because it's card based, it's going to have chance in it. The chance element can be manipulated by you knowing what's coming up in the future rounds. I think that kind of it scales pretty well with that, because you do have the ability to remember what those cards are that came through. There's only going to be one surprise, and that's okay. The issue I have with this game is the same issue or similar issue that many players, including myself, have had with a lot of the co-op games, that it really gives itself over to quarterbacking. It gives itself over to the alpha player just getting going, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. So if I say to the player there, okay, I can see how this needs to work, you need to go there and then do this and then do this, and they do it, they're not really playing the game. I'm playing the game with them just moving pieces around. So if you are a player who tends to quarterback or to alpha game co-op games, sit back. Let the conversations flow to work out what the best strategy is rather than just driving the game through by yourself. And that's something I've got to catch myself on doing, because I do tend to do that a lot. And if I've ever done that to you in a game, if I've played against you, I do apologize. But please be aware of alpha gaming in this game. It leads itself to it because it's got those cards that allow the 3 actions to be used by multiple players. It really lends itself to that alpha gaming kind of idea or quarterbacking idea. Whereas when it's a single, the blue shield comes up, so it's the blue player's turn to do 3 things. Let them do it. You're allowed to have influence over that, but it's worth letting everyone do their own turn and do what they think is their best move. I think that actually lends to a better game, to be quite honest with you, than if one person's telling everyone what to do. So look, I'll leave that there. Tiny Epic Defenders. If you like the others in the Tiny Epic series, you'll probably like this one as well. It plays fairly easily, plays in about a half hour, 1 to 4 players, just like all the others. The components are great, the little pieces, they're cute, and people like playing with them. So look, I'll leave that there. If you've got any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you wish to be gamesplayed, please shoot me an email at thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at thegamesplainer to see what games I've been playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.